Welcome back to a yet again very snowy Glenlarvan, and we have a bunch of milk to get sold. So I've just loaded up what was left over from before we moved the cows into the sheds. It's been sat there a while, but hey, it's been nice and cold, so it should still be fairly fresh. Yeah, it's snowing again. We will see in a moment that the snow is sort of behaving again, and I'm going to say sort of behaving because I did have some weird moments with snow disappearing and then just coming back, so I have no idea what's going on with that. Yeah. So first load of milk, we've actually got a couple of trailer fulls to sell, which is pretty nice. Nice bit of cash. And then we're going to have a look at selling the grass silage bales today, and I'm going to get a new straw blower because I'm not enjoying the current Teagle one. So yeah, going to sort that out. I was just checking we didn't have any loans. I keep forgetting on here that we have paid back all the debt that we had. And we're getting in a really nice position for having cash for buying new kit come August next year. The other thing I'm going to have to do is the work to add in the sheep pen and stuff on field 8 that we brought. So that'll cost us a little bit as well, because there's going to have to be a little bit of landscaping in there as well, probably. So yeah, that'll cost a little bit, but I think it's going to be really good to start getting some sheep on the farm. I don't know if I'm going to go down the production route. I might just do wool. We'll see. See, on Greenland it was really productive. Yeah, I know, production's productive. To have the production that took the wool, turned it into fabric, and then turned the fabric into clothes. I just don't think that fits on this style. So yeah, he can see that the snow is in fact behaving. It is not in the sheds where there are indoor areas set. And I think even in here, this is the floor of the shed rather than snow. So it's behaving at the moment. I'm not showing you the temporary one because that's not set up properly. I was rushing when I set it up. But yeah, so that's kind of nice. Look at all those neatly stacked bales as well. We'll come back to those. So I went round with the salt spreader as well, and that worked and cleared a whole bunch of the snow off. So yeah, and then it snowed again and it undid it all. And in fact, not even that, it was just that the snow was flickering on and off, and that meant it flickered back and all the snow came back. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. But yeah, you'll see, yes, you can see it there, the trail of whole crop silage bales. Half of them have fallen off. And I don't know, actually, it could be the snow flicking in and out that's doing it, because the shed full of straw and hay bales, half of them have fallen over. Yeah, it's gone from a very neatly stacked shed, which was done by Cartech, and I think, I'm not sure if it was just Cartech or maybe Cartech and Bill, to an utter mess. So yeah, it is what it is, you know, it happens sometimes in the game. We'll just keep progressing. So I want to say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members nice and early. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. And just a note for the patrons that haven't had the server up for a while, because really there's not a lot for you guys to do until I get through to probably March or April. So yeah, it's a bit quiet on the farm, if I'm honest. So I think I've got through, after this video, to about the 2nd of January. The dog bell went for no reason, just because Rumour, our Welsh collie, is a bit of a... So he just likes to bark randomly. Oh yeah, it was fun. Just had to go down and see what he was gobbing off about. So, yes, I know it's probably a bit heavy to pick up 2 silage bales with this little tractor, but it does a merry job. And I also know physics says I should lower the front loader, which I've generally been... There we go. See? Physics. I'm trying to do that more often. I'm so lazy that if I can leave it up in the air, I will. And I'll rather put up with the awful handling characteristics than move, you know, press a key. I know. I know, I'm very lazy. But yeah, so we've done half a bucket of potatoes, a bale of hay, 2 bales of silage. That gives us slightly too... It doesn't quite fit in the mixer, so I'm finding that it's slightly overfeeding silage. I'm having to correct that a little bit, but it's a nice lazy mix. I could do with going to buy some brewer's grain, but with all the snow in the yard, there would be nowhere to tip it. So until we get a long enough period without snow, I'm kind of stuck there. And I think, yeah, you can see here already that maybe just that the stack of bales has indeed fallen over, and it's very frustrating. We should start using them soon because I've almost cleared out the other shed, so I'll just start using them out of this shed, and hopefully, I think once we get to harvest-ish time, I'll sell everything anyway and we'll start fresh. So I've grabbed the, yeah, you can see, there we go, utter mess, and I think it gets worse. Grabbed the 7810 with the loader on because I want to put some straw in the improvised animal shed, and then I want to go and load up the grass silage bales, and I'm going to use this tractor for it because I find it's much easier for me to use this than to use the Merlot. I don't know why. And I find a tractor with a front loader much easier to use than a telehandler for bale work. So I'm not sure why that is, but it is. So I'm going to stick with what works well for me. But yeah, they're pretty short on straw, so we're going to chuck a couple of bales in. They can play with the excess while it's getting used. I'm contemplating selling off the male calves in here pretty soon. They don't have any use for us in particular. They're not particularly high value animals, and we're just feeding them for, you know, to grow them up a bit. So don't have the butcher mod on here, and again, not one that I'm planning to add in. So yeah, I think we'll probably get those sold pretty soon, but here we are. So the random patches in the snow are bits of left behind grass. Oh, seasons rotting, how we miss you. You know, that was all rotted away in FS19 with proper seasons instead of seasons light. But yeah, these are all off to the sell point, which was the plan all along with these green silage bales. So these were from last cut. You can see we've got some more whole crop silage there. There's more whole crop silage in one of the other fields that we need to clear of bales as well. And because I've just done the video on Valley of the Old Farm, where I spent ages loading bales, I'm not going to show too much of this because, yeah, there's only so much of me loading bales that you guys can watch. I did learn, I think, and I go back to stacking them this way rather than the other way. So, and I don't know whether it's because I'm back. I find I'm kind of strange in this way. I think, no comments. I find using a front loader with keyboard so much easier than a controller, which is weird because you would think having the kind of on-off of a keyboard would be worse than having the analog controls of a thumbstick. But for me, I remember the moment that I realized that you could use keyboard to do front loader instead of the mouse was a game changer for me. I could not get on with using a mouse to do the front loader, and I don't remember how I discovered it, but yeah, that moment for me was pretty game changing, and I think I'd still be really struggling. I'd have probably made some sort of other switch if it wasn't the case. But yeah, I really much prefer using the keyboard to do a load of work. So yeah, I think I have the sensitivity set fairly low so that it doesn't move about too quickly. And I think that's I think I have the steering sensitivity set relatively low as well, which is kind of important with playing on keyboard. Apart from the fact you have to anticipate steering a little bit. It does make it much less aggressive. But yeah, I'm not going to show you me loading up. We have, I think it worked out as nearly 4 lorry loads of bales to sell. So annoyingly, when I bought the dolly trailer to go behind this, I brought the wrong one because I should have bought one of the ones that auto turns into a bale trailer, because we could then have moved quite a few more, although it might have been a bit heavy, particularly in the snow. Thankfully, the bale sell point is not that far away. It's just round the other side of field 9, so it kind of almost backs onto our farm. It's not that far. And we'll get these sold, and then I'll get the rest loaded up. We'll see how much cash we're going to make. I know, but, you know, telling a story. There we go. So it's like 18.5 grand a load. It's pretty nice, actually. But basically, said I don't want to have a huge excess of bales sitting on the farm, and this is the last load, so I stuck the last 5 on top. I didn't want to do another trip. So yeah, I'll get these in the trigger, and now you can see the money has gone up a fair bit, so slightly messy, but hey, we made about £75,000, I guess, plus the environmental bonus, because I don't think that goes into the bale selling category. I don't actually know where that goes. So yeah, decent amount of cash. We're now going to sell the Teagle. As I said, I'm not enjoying the way the controls interact with it being on a loader. So yeah, nice mod, but not for me. So instead, we're going to get other Teagle. So this released last week, I think, and is available as either a 3-point or a pull behind. We're going to get the 3.1. So big, nice use for the John Deere 4440, I think. Yeah, so which is what I've got here, sounding rather beastly. And we're going to use this to get some straw in the other cow sheds. And yeah, it's 1st of Jan now. I think I was expecting the calves to be born again. They're actually going to be February. So the reproduction went, I'd forgotten how the numbers work, and it went to 99%, not 100. That's intentional. I'd just forgotten. So we have got to wait until February before the first set of calves will be born, or the next set of calves will be born. Yeah. I was a bit premature with getting the animal shed set up, but hey, it's there. I do want to try and tweak the manure pit in the improvised sheds, because having them in such close proximity to these sheds means that the manure from these sheds is spawning in those, and it's a bit annoying, basically. So I'm gonna have a play with that, but you can see the mess that the bales are now. And again, because my preference for handling bales is a front loader tractor, we're going to go grab the Z-Top. And basically it means I can leave the bucket on the Merlot to do the mucking out, because that's kind of what it's doing at the moment a lot. Right, its main job is shoveling poop. And this is a brilliant little bale tractor as well. So after today, I am away for a few days with my dad. I think probably actually I will be traveling on the day this releases, so there might not be videos for a couple of days. Yeah, but when I'm back, I'll make some more, you know. And I'm kind of pleased that so far I've got 2 farm sim videos made in this break, and it's only Sunday for me, so yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty happy. I want to try and grab the neatly stacked bales for this. And yeah, I said once we are comfortable that we've got enough to last, I'll probably start selling them. we have a lot more here than we need before we're going to be getting into grass cutting season. And I think once we hit August and I buy a bale stacker, grass working contracts are going to be much easier to get through because we won't have to do all the manual bale stacking. So I suspect suddenly there will be a lot more bales appearing, which is fine because we've got quite a lot of cows, although we do have some to sell soon. The older cows, so some of the first that we brought, do need to be sold on very soon. So one, I think I've mentioned it on here. I haven't actually done it because I keep forgetting. Do you think we should put the dairy in? The farm dairy, so my dairy. And maybe get into making some cheese or something. I was saying about productions earlier, but maybe, I don't know. Could be interesting. Would be an interesting way to diversify a little bit. There's quite a lot of milk being produced, and so maybe some of it could go into making cheese. Let me know what you think. But yeah, gonna give this a go and get some straw in the sheds, and I am going to say thank you for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Hope you, if you're on a Christmas break already, hope you're enjoying it. If you're not, I hope work's not too painful, and I will see you again next time.